Alright guys, let's take a look at part 2 of lesson 9.5. This lesson has to do with solving quadratic equations through completing the square. And in the previous video we talked about the relationship between b and c in a perfect square trinomial, provided that the leading coefficient is 1. So here's an example of a quadratic equation that we're going to solve using this process. First thing to notice is that, yes, indeed, our leading coefficient is 1, so we can keep on moving. The question you want to ask yourself is this a perfect square trinomial? Half of b is 3, and 3 squared is 9. Well, right now, no, this is not a perfect square trinomial. So guess what we can do? We can subtract the 12 from both sides. That is called the subtraction property of equality, and we're going to manipulate what we have, and notice that I just left a space intentionally. We're going to manipulate what we have so that we can get a perfect square trinomial on the left side. So what we just talked about, half of b is -3, and -3 squared is 9. So if I have a 9 right here, I have a perfect square trinomial. So the addition property of equality says that's fine, we can do that as long as we add 9 to both sides of the equation. The left side now factors nice and neat to the square of a binomial that looks like this. X minus 3 squared equals, and then we just have 16. Fantastic. So now what we can do is we can use the square root property of equality, which we've become good at doing, and we have x minus 3 equals plus or minus 4. I'm going to add 3 to both sides of the equation. I'll end up with x equals 4 plus 3, and x equals -4 plus 3. So x equals, you've got it, -1 and 7.